Hey there, this is Len Oliver for Technology Corner. Um, just in case you listen in the background, you might actually hear a 3D printer going. The reason why is that we are doing some 3D stuff in our classroom. For example, one of the kids made a Iroquois longhouse, as you can see here, and we're in the process of taking all the extras out of it, but they have two layers onto it, and this is another student's one, and you can see it has a small little fire pit in the middle. So we're in the process of printing those up, and I thought to myself, what's a nice easy software that can be used in an elementary classroom in order to build these things. In grade 6 you could be building planes. You can be doing parts for your cars for grade 5. You can be designing a whole bunch of stuff in grade 4 when it comes to 3D shapes. So I'm going to show you the program that I'm using. If you go into Google search and you type in Tinkercad, you get this really good site. And the cool thing about the site is that it allows you to have new classes, which means that you can do projects with your whole class. You can even assign them in Google Classroom. Okay? Now I'm just going to give you a quick look through some of the designs. Here are some designs that I have done either by myself or with students in my classroom. This here is a pencil holder. Okay, here's a little toy car. Here is a house. Okay, and by clicking here, you can see a smaller image of it, and then click this and you can tinker it. And as you can see, the kids' designs can get very complicated if they want to, or very easy if they want to. It all depends on what they want to do with it. Okay, so it all depends, again, like I said, what you want to do and they want to do. It also has some tutorials that you can go through to learn some of the basics. And this one right here is really nice because you can use it to make, if you wanted to, a keychain for a digital art class. Now, I'm just going to show you very quickly the basics of these. So once you've got your class, you go and click class and you want to create a new class, you put your information in right here. And I'm just going to put in the class name as testing. And I'm going to choose which grade that I want it for. And I am just going to put in other for right now. And I can choose which subject. I'm just going to put in other and create the class. Now, once I get this testing class and I go into it, I can get a class link that I can send to all of my students, okay? Or they can just type in this code when it asks them. You can use your Google email in order to set this up, and the students can use theirs, okay? Now, the next thing I wanted to do is to show you some of the basics when it comes to creating. So when you come to a design and you want to click a new design, you click this right here and click 3D design. And the toolbox is pretty simple. There are a lot more complicated things out there than this. Here you have your plate movement. So this one here allows you to turn your plate 360 degrees. You can look under, above, all sorts of things like that. In case you ever get lost, this is your home button, brings it back. This is your select button. This is your zoom button. But if you're lucky enough to have a mouse, you can roll to get your zoom. Okay, this one here is the switch for flat view if you want to look at it directly from above. And if you want to pan, which means move left and right, up and down, you hold on to your mouse button and you can pan left and right and up and down just by using your mouse and holding down on your wheel. Over here are the different shapes. And as you notice, there's two colors. There's see-through and then there's colored shapes. Well, I'm just going to put in a square here for us right now really quickly and show you. Here's a square, and this is a solid shape. Now, the see-through shapes are exactly that. They allow you to remove sections. Now, every single one of these can be made see-through. So I'm just going to go and grab one of these, and I'm going to take a cut out of this thing, just to show you. So I'm going to select everything by holding down on the mouse and going like that. Now, if they're on a Chromebook, what you do instead is you would click both shapes. You'd click one, hit Control, and hit the other, so that you have both shapes highlight it. And then you're going to click this button right here, and this is our group button. And what this does is allows you to cut sections out, and you can do that with any of the sections. Now I'm going to just zoom in and show you some of these arrows. This arrow here is your lift button. So lifting up and lifting down, lifting up and lifting down. And if you look at it from the bottom, they'll actually change the direction at times. These are to change the size of the shape. So you can change size like this. You can make it thinner, you can make it thicker, all depending on these small white and black boxes. Okay. And finally, you have these arrows, double-sided arrows. Now I'm going to move up a little bit just to show you and zoom out a bit. And you'll see these double-sided arrows, and they allow rotations. Now you'll see different ones on different angles. This allows a rotation too, and there's another rotation. And how you do it is just like this. So teaching rotations to kids, pretty simple when you work with this. So you would use this to teach a rotation, and you would just grab it to teach a slide. Okay, and if you wanted to do a flip, what you do is quick, simple, you come to this right here, click mirror, and you're able to do simple flips. That. So here you have a lesson already when it comes to your 3D shapes. Now, when it comes to building and putting things together, you have a very large library here. Okay, here's your library of different shapes, but you get to choose other ones here if you want to. So kids can choose to go into electrical if they want to, and they can choose to put in a little resistor if they're doing something in grade 5 and build a circuit board or any of those things. Just going to click back. This also has, I'm going to go back to my basic shapes. This also has a search button so they can look up a specific thing. So if they wanted to look up tires, because they want to do a car, they have all sorts of different types of tires that can choose to bring over. As you can see, and these tires, again, are editable. You can lift them, you can turn, and you can do simple rotations in order to line them up. You can also talk about what shape these are and tie that to the curriculum. Now, you can do some color changes too. Look, but if you're using a 3D printer, it's all going to come out whatever stuff is in the 3D printer. But sometimes color changes help students be able to see things slightly different. Be careful you haven't got a kid who is colorblind. Now, like I said, this is going to be a quick little run through, but when it comes to saving these, this is the fun part. They save it for you. Okay? It's saved for you. You don't have to worry about a student losing work. Okay? But they'll give you some really weird names. So my suggestion is to get the kid, as soon as they go in, to put down what it is. And I'm just going to call this a testing block, just to show you. That way it's going to be easier for them to find. Also, when it comes to saving these things, you want to be able to use the word export. Now, export allows you to download it directly to your Chromebook and then upload it if you want to. But the cool thing about this thing is when you have classrooms set up, students don't have to export anything to you. And I'm just going to show you my classroom classes, and I'm going to go into my grade 5. So I have access to every one of these students' designs and projects that they have done in my classroom, as you can see. No need to be turning in, no need for any of that, but I do. Okay? I even can add new activities, all of that right from the classroom section.